So bear with me as I'm cleaning the kitchen, but I wanted to have a slightly unserious but serious conversation on what I consider to be a relatively unserious but still serious situation that is being discussed on this platform. And it's serious because of certain connotations that some people have touched on but haven't really gone into, while at the same time being unserious based on like the greater things that are happening in the world that are actually serious and concerning and that deserve a lot more of your attention than the woman that's mentally unwell and harassing a psychiatrist. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because the reason I created my platform in the first place was to kind of expose the violence and abuse that many immigrants are subjected to after they immigrate either to the United States or Canada. Now, more specifically, in my experience, I'm going to be referring to Canada because that is where I am. But I'm going to use my experience to talk about the specific situation and why the alarm bells are screaming in my head so loud. And primarily because I can tell that the system has not changed. It has not changed, and there is still nothing to protect individuals from this kind of danger. And I also say this as the mother of racialized men, future men. That is another reason why I'm going to have this discussion is I have 2 children. They happen to be male. And one day they will go off into the world as visibly racialized men who will likely face the possibility of commodification. Now, I've heard a few creators talk about this right now, and it is no surprise to me that all of them were all Black American creators that were discussing this particular point, because they have a very clear experience in mind that reminds them to recognize these patterns. And if anything has taught us anything about the events currently happening in the United States, is that there is now a population that is more vulnerable than Black Americans. And that is immigrants, racialized immigrants specifically. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting all of this is I want you to think of the last time that you heard of a unmelanated woman specifically feeling entitled to the right to a man's gaze to an extent that she was out with malicious intent to destroy him. Now, mass groups of people getting together and exterminating someone simply for being a male of a different color due to dehumanization is a lot less common nowadays. But dare I say that you are witnessing the second closest thing that they can get away with right now with this current case. Because the fact is, this is the same behavior that happened with Emmet Till. And she had the same intentions as the woman that lied about Emmet Till, knowing damn well what the results could likely be for that individual. And yes, we are well aware that Emmet Till was a child, but I don't know how long ago this graduate came out of university. And I also wonder what the age dynamic there might be. Because if she doesn't have any respect for him as a professional, it would even be more accentuated by the fact that not only is he a racialized man, but when I saw his picture, he seemed pretty young to me. So for all the people out there saying that she is mentally ill, I'm going to object to that statement because I don't care, nor does it matter, for the same reason that I don't care that the state of Isnot is full of mentally ill people who are saying and conducting themselves in genocidal ways, because it doesn't matter. They know damn well what they're doing, and it's calculated. So in a nutshell, let me connect the dots for you. You're witnessing what is happening in real time to immigrants, specifically the men. You know, a little trip to Ecuador. So when you compare this situation to the Emmet Till situation, what kind of vibes do you get? And let me be abundantly clear that if you feel discomfort about what I am saying, sit in it. Decolonize it. Dissect it. Because as everyone was still talking about the man versus bear discussion, many of us racialized folks, not just racialized women, were saying we'd still pick the unmelanated man over the unmelanated woman. Because the unmelanated women determine whether or not we get to live. Sit in that discomfort. And one more thing, the same reason why we are continuing to have this discussion without highlighting and holding accountable this woman for dehumanizing this man is why a lot of atrocities continue to happen in the world today using your money in your name, and you're still not catching on that you're not humanizing the people who are being mass exterminated. There is a link between the two, whether you like it or not, and it shows in your character the way you respond to this. Yep.